Life may very well be a dream. When you think about what a dream is and what this world is, they're not very different. And when you think about what a dream is, it is all your mind. You are in bed or somewhere sleeping, and your mind is making up a world, and you're in the world. And I think a lot of people throughout history have come to this conclusion because if you think about it, if this world were a dream, then the dreamer, whoever that is, God, the universe, the higher power, the higher conscience, would be everybody. Because if you think about a dream and there's people in your dream, those people are you, or they are at least fragments of your imagination. They are at least in your head. You created them, in a sense. Now, if this world was a dream, then we would all be one. And philosophy and religion has come to that conclusion on many occasions that we are all connected and that we are all one. And if this was a dream, that would make sense because in a dream, the dreamer is everyone, is everything. His mind is everything. He is his mind created the walls, his mind created the people, the animals, the floor, the laws. And I think now I am very skeptical about miracles in religious senses. Miracles that Jesus did, and miracles that Hinduism talks about. Very skeptical, but I've I dream very vividly. I have crazy dreams every night, and I have my whole life. Not my whole life, but because of some certain things I did in the past that inhibited my dreaming. But I don't do those things anymore, and I dream very vividly again. And when I was younger, I got into wanting to try to lucid dream, and I have lucid dreamed twice. And when I became aware in my dream that I was dreaming, everything went black. And I looked into how to lucid dream, but I never really looked into what lucid dreaming was other than becoming aware in your dream. So I don't know if this is a normal thing, but everything went black. And I was excited because I was like, oh, I finally did it because I was trying to do it for a while. So then I just thought, okay, let me think of something. And at the time, I liked watching basketball, so I was like, I imagined I was in the NBA, and then instantly everything just the whole black void turned into a basketball stadium, and I was playing again a game, and I was dunking, and it was crazy. And if this world truly was a dream, and you were able to become 100% aware and have 100% belief that it was a dream, then I think miracles would be possible. The Bible says something along the lines, Jesus says, if you believe it, like it will happen. Like if you think about moving the mountain will move. And that might be real. But I think because in a dream, you can't manipulate your dreams if you're not 100% aware that you're dreaming. And I don't know how you could become 100% aware that this world is a dream if it is a dream. But I think people, like Jesus may have came to the conclusion that this world is a dream and then he truly believed it, and then he was able to do crazy things because he was, in a sense, lucid dreaming, but in this world. And if he did come to that conclusion, I could see it being possible, him not believing that everyone else was ready to hear that. So what better to do than to perform miracles and say you're God when you're not lying? Because if this is a dream, then we're essentially all God, because we are in a world that a mind created, and the creator would be all of us. It would be everything. In your dream, it's all happening in your head. So everything is you, in a sense, or at least your brain, or at least your conscience. So everything is you. So if this was a dream, everyone would be God. We would all, everything, everyone, every animal, every material, it would all be a manifestation of God or the creator of this dream. So it's not like Jesus lied. If this is the truth, and I mean, obviously, this is crazy. This is something I've just been thinking about. Obviously, I have no proof, but I think it's interesting. But if Jesus came to this conclusion, he isn't lying when he says he is God, because he is. We all are God. And I think like Hinduism, I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure they say that everything is one. We're all interconnected. There's it's just all one. And then many people, like the Stoics, I think came to the same conclusion. Marcus Aurelius in Meditations says, imagine that this world is a dream. And for a while, I took that as, imagine that you're living in a dream. So you act without fear and you have courage and so on and so forth. But now I think he might have been saying, hey, this world very well may be a dream, because dreams are crazy. And we don't even really understand dreams yet, which is another crazy thing. All the things that we know as a society, we still don't really know why or what dreams are. But there's one thing for certain, is that you create a world in your dream. And if you don't become lucid, you think it's real. And it's only after you wake up that you realize, oh, it was just a dream. So what if one day we wake up from this dream? And in your dream too, like I said, I dream very vividly. So I don't think in my dreams I ever perceive anything outside of what I am doing or what I am involved in. I don't perceive a different country or a different part of the world. I don't even perceive the earth. At least I never have. And I've never thought about that when I used to lucid dream. But if there was a higher power and it was able to make a dream this powerful, it would make sense that it would last this long and it would feel this real, and there would be laws and universal things in effect, and it would make sense that we can perceive other things because other things are going on. But in your dream, you're confined to your brain, and I think your brain, at least in my dreams, I've never perceived anything outside of what I've been immediately connected to, the space in which I was. I never was in a dream contemplating another part of the earth or even the earth itself. You're so in the moment in dreams. And then the two times I became lucid, both times my whole perception became black. and I was able to think about anything I wanted. And the second I thought about it, it happened. The screen changed from being black to what I thought about. And that goes back to the Kybalion, I think it's called, where it says the first one is the universe is mental. I mean, it's like the Stoics say, like, Marcus, life is what you deem it to be. I mean, I don't think it's far fetched to think that this world may be a dream. And that would mean that we are all God, or we are all part of the mind of the dreamer. Which, I mean, like I said, like in your dream, you are God. So if this was a dream, then we would still be God. We would just be we wouldn't we'd just be a figment of his imagination. But I think, like I said, if we could become aware somehow, some way, if this was a dream, that it is a dream, then you would be able to perform miracles like Jesus did, or like people have done in the past, because they truly believed it would happen, and they had true awareness that they were in a dream. And maybe Buddhism is right with, because what happens after, if this is a dream, you wake up. Maybe karma is real, and maybe how you live this life determines your next position in the next life. Maybe the dreamer, the higher power, bestows something on you, and maybe there's something higher than a human being. Maybe this isn't top tier. Maybe you don't get reborn as a human if you live a good enough life. Maybe you're like on the council of the dreamer, or you're quote unquote an angel. I don't think these things are, I mean, they're far fetched, but you can't disprove it. And that's how I try to approach everything. If it can't be disproved, then don't, I don't know. Like try to be like Socrates. Like, I don't know. I don't know much. But I know that I don't know much. And I know that I can't disprove that this world is a dream. So imagine it is a dream. And imagine waking up from this life after playing it safe your whole life. After not taking risks, after not doing what the subtle voice said, what your conscience told you to do. That's another thing. What is the conscience if this is a dream? It's the dreamer trying to tell you what to do, which is God, which is you. So why would you not listen to that conscience? And why would you not take risk? And why would you live a life played safe? Or it's not even the fact that you live a life played safe. It's the fact that you lived a life not listening to your conscience. There's nothing wrong with a normal life, but there's something wrong with a normal life if your conscience tells you that's not what you should be doing. Because your conscience very well may be God, and it may very well be the dreamer, and may just be an extension of you. And everything that happens to you in your life, I believe, is happening for you. And this weaves in nicely with this hypothesis, because if the higher conscience wanted you to become who you are, if he wanted you to become strong, he'd put adversity in your way. If he wanted you to become kind, he'd put you in situations where you're tempted to lose your temper. If he wanted you to be humble, he'd make you arrogant so you could overcome that and become humble. Because there is no humility without arrogance. And there is no duality, I believe. Everything is like a different side of the same coin. You know, humility and arrogance. You can't have one without the other. Good and evil. You can't have one without the other. You know, overindulgence and absence. They're both extremes and they're both bad. And you have to find the middle ground in all things. And that's why I think the yin and yang is profound, because it's that's, I think, to me, that's what it means. You know, there's good and there's evil, and the converging of them, you know, the mixture, the balance, the middle is the way. The middle way is the way. I think that's like a um, Chinese thing. I think I may say it in this book, the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu, the Book of the Way. I think it might say that in that book. Like the middle way is the way, and it is. Balance is totally the answer, because every opposites are the same. I think opposites are the same.